All right, welcome back to TechniqueWOD. We're here on Muscle Beach in Venice Beach. Mr. Cory Gregory, president of Muscle Farm, is with me today.
What's up?
We're not sure if we're supposed to be doing this, so we're keeping it incognito here.
Talking so quiet.
Talking so quiet, and CTP's on his iPhone. All right, so if you watched the episode with Cory, do you know what episode that was, CTP? Episode number? We don't know yet. Google it. Cory Gregory, Barbell Shrugged. We talk a lot about how Cory has done the squat everyday program that him, along with John Bros, and the history behind that's like the Bulgarians did it and whatnot. But you've been doing that for maybe 470 some odd days now.
Today is 470, but we keep talking. It's approaching 500, so that's kind of where it's kind of heated up again. It's so many in a row.
So going on 500 days almost. He squatted heavy every single day, gotten a lot stronger, improved his mobility, and on the show we discussed how every single day you don't just do the same squat every single day. You make it a little bit different every single time. So what we're going to do on this episode here is we're going to show you all the different variations that you can do to make it where you're not quite doing the exact same squat every single day. Every day it's just that little change makes it where it's a little bit different. So of course my demo guy here, show us kind of just like your basic, we'll start with front squat, just like your basic front squat.
Yeah, so when I do a front squat, first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and put these on because my mobility has increased, but it's much better when I have Olympic shoes on. And that is also kind of one of the changes that I made over using this whole thing in general with squat every day. So the way I like to do is I set up, now I'm still continuing to try to work on my front rack. When I take it off, I'm trying to stay nice and high. And a lot of people always ask me like, how do you put your hands this way? And I just say, if you continue to front squat for about 30 days in a row, it'll increase your mobility. One of the main ones is obviously just a regular front squat where you're down on the hole and up. And then the second variation could be a pause, press up, and then you can go we go up to 10-second pause where you come down in the hole into the pocket and just try to fight the position the whole time. Push out into the belt if you have it on, and then up. Now, you might say, I just saw a front squat. But really, you saw 3 different variations. Mm-hmm. I could turn that into 5 or 6 variations really fast. You can go front squat, regular rep, front squat with a regular pause, front squat with a long pause. You can add a belt, that's another variation. You could add wraps, that's even another variation. So continually your body's just changed a little bit, which is what the Russian did back in the day for where Louis got the conjugate method from. It was always a little different. And so, and each time you come back around, you're trying to beat your old max. So you're just playing against yourself constantly.
All right, so there's tons of little variations that you can make. If we switch on to a back squat now, I mean, you could do a high bar back squat where it's high on your traps. You could do a low bar back squat where it's kind of like just below your upper traps. You could have various foot positions. You could have a super short, narrow stance. You could have a very wide, more powerlifting stance.
Absolutely.
It's different every day. So you want to kind of show us what a few of those look like?
Sure. So one thing I didn't do very, very much was high bar back squat when I started this. So that's one of the things I wanted to get better at. So setting yourself up on a high bar, the same difference. Keep your chest up. You can do a regular rep with a narrow stance in your Olympic shoes, and then up. You can do your pause rep, same way. And then you can do a long pause, staying tight, and up. Now the other thing is, where's CTP at? It's right there. Hey, CTP. The other thing you can do is, you can add wraps, belt, same type of thing. Or you can go on a low bar, where you're gonna use more of like a nano or a flat-soled shoe, more like a West Side style squat, where you'll dig it real deep into your traps, keep it on a low bar with a wide stance, sit the hips way back, and up, boom.
And doing a low bar, wide stance, powerlifting style squat like that is something that, as an example, a lot of CrossFitters don't do very often.
No, not at all.
Also right now you're barefoot. That's a variation in and of itself.
Absolutely, and what we talked about earlier was my mobility has increased so much over this almost 500 days from using a lot of Olympic shoes that now I can squat in flat-soled shoes but with Olympic stance, which there was no way I could do that before. And so that helps out a ton too. But we just showed you over 10 variations with no crazy bars, not really a whole bunch of equipment. So right there, that's a formatted conjugate right there.
Yeah, and then on the show you mentioned now you throw bands and chains into the mix, and then specialty bars into the mix. Right now we're using a straight bar for just straight bar back squats and front squats, but you got safety bars, giant cambered bars, you got regular cambered bars that people normally associate with bench pressing that you could easily do a squat with if you wanted to. It's not very common, but there's no reason you couldn't do it.
Sure.
You got the spider bars, you got all kinds of other bars that that people squat with all the time, but just most regular commercial gyms, you know, I haven't walked around in Muscle Beach here, but they probably don't have them here either.
No.
They don't have them in most places. So between all the various foot positions, all the bar positions, all the different specialty bars, chains, bands, footwear, belts,
wraps.
like, yeah, between all the different various combinations you could have of all those things, you foreseeably could have, you know, many hundreds of types of squats easy.
You're never gonna run out of options, which therefore, and you look at it like this, let's say you're rotating 30 exercises. You might not touch the same max for a whole month.
Yeah.
And then when you come back to it, you're probably gonna blow through it. And if you look at your body of work over a month's time, if you increase your max 5 pounds here, 5 pounds there, 5 pounds there, you're just getting stronger overall. And and when it's the time to test it on the platform, it'll show up.
Yeah, and a lot of people they'll get stuck on a certain weight that, like, they do the same back squat every day and they can't get past 405 or whatever it is, and there's this perceived barrier for whatever reason. But if you're doing a different squat every day, you don't know what your max is, and so you just keep adding weight on the bar until you can't do it anymore.
Until that day comes around and you give it a shot, and usually you blow through it, or you're pausing what your old max used to be, which happened to me multiple times.
Yeah, and then you end up hitting it for reps a couple months later, hopefully.
Easily. Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
the only thing we left out there is that also box squats and squat depth. You could just do quarter squats or half squats or box squats to various heights and do that intentionally. There's nothing wrong with doing a quarter squat if you know why you're doing it.
Yeah, not doing it because you don't know any better, but doing it intentionally is a big deal. It's just to overload the body. You can do hanging bands. I mean, with the West Side Method, with John's stuff, with all the stuff that there's out there, there's no reason why you should run out. So I am not bored squatting 500 days in a row. It's made me way stronger. My position's much better. And if you if you're a CrossFitter out here watching this, go to your box 20 minutes early, take a conjugate squat, and then do the rest of everything. And I think 1,000% in 100 days, you'll feel a difference. I know it 100%.
There you have it. All right, Cory Gregory. You can see him on Instagram at Muscle Farm Prez. Muscle Farm Prez on Instagram. He squats every single day, so get your daily dose of motivation there. If you want more videos like this, you can go to barbellshrugged.com, click on the TechniqueWOD tab at the top of the page. More videos are in the library. We'll see you another day.
Join the conversation every week after the episode over at barbellshrugged.com. This is also where you'll find new episodes of Barbell Shrugged, TechniqueWOD, Nuggets and Pearls, Barbell Business, Get Change, plus new articles every day on our daily blog, written by us, guests of the show, and some of the biggest names in strength and conditioning. So, go there and leave a comment now. Oh my gosh, wow, that's so cool. Yay, that's so awesome.
Did you like this video? If so, subscribe to our channel and share this with your friends.
And if you want even more free, awesome resources to help you reach your fitness goals, plus some updates that we only share over email, head over to barbellshrugged.com and sign up for the newsletter.